Hey y'all, so it is a windy, chilly morning here in Oklahoma City, and we have a lot of little to-dos on the list for today. Nothing super exciting, planting of some annuals, planting of some ferns, caulking, some painting, and I just wanted to give you guys an overview of the seedlings in the back. But before I go any further, I wanted to thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. We are so shocked that 10,000 people follow our channel and want to watch what we're doing here and are interested in what we're doing here. So thank you guys so much. I had a really long day at work yesterday and I didn't even realize that we had hit 10,000 subscribers until I saw some comments on yesterday's video. So thank you. But as for today's video, let's just turn around here and get an idea of what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so everything's a little bit of a mess back here, but yesterday our local nursery, Calvert's Plant Interiors, posted that they had some of these mother ferns, and I am a huge fan of mother ferns, and they're actually fairly hard to find here. I don't find them very often, especially in this size. So when they posted it, I needed to snag it, so I need to get that potted up. And I think I will be potting it up in this pot right there. Let the wind gust pass. So I'll be potting it up in this pot right here. And I will probably be taking this one into the garage area to try to overwinter it. You can see up here, we need to prime and paint some window seals. This is a war zone back here. Yesterday, I started going through some of the ranunculus and the anemone corms that hadn't been producing. I just went through them and, figured out which ones were mushy and not viable. So I took those out of circulation. That way I wasn't guessing. Most of the ones that didn't produce were the ones that I had put question marks on when I initially had pre-sprouted them. So we have some impatiens here, some violas that I never got in the ground. I'll probably stick those somewhere just to stick them somewhere. Some Dichondra Silver Falls, which is one of my absolute favorites. Have some hardy orchids, which I love. I'll show you guys a secret on how I choose hardy orchids. We had some of these at our other house. So I will be separating these. So I don't pick the plants that look best at the nursery necessarily. I pick the plants with the most plants. So this has 4 and this has 4. So I will divide these and stick these in their own individual spaces. We got a clematis right there and some Louisa. And the window box, Tommy has already started caulking it. We'll get it primed and repainted today. And I have this dinner plate dahlia over here that I do need to get into the ground. I've had it just sitting around for a while, so I'll get it put back there in the raised beds somewhere. We'll find a spot for that. This, I need to get, sorry, let me get it to focus. This, I need to get this old fern taken out of it, and I'm actually going to plant a heuchera in it. And then over here, we have this pot right here needs to go to the other side of the potager entrance to match the other hexagon pot that has the boxwood in it. When we were first moving in, I was just having the movers put things in a place that I thought they might go, and they were pulling it as they were pulling it off the truck, and we were just placing it as we went. So that needs to get moved. I'll be potting up some of these Martha Washington geraniums in pots like this one over here that's empty, and these smaller hexagon pots as well. The pansies will do well for us for a little bit longer, but I just want to get this stuff done today, so we'll get those switched out. I do still need to figure out what I'm going to do with these 3 roses. I'm probably going to ending up putting them back there along that fence as soon as I decide fully what we are going to do with that area back there. These are going to be getting switched out, and we actually have had some questions on pansies in our area. Pansies are treated like an annual here for us. They will not come back. It gets too hot in the summer, so we treat those as annuals. I need to get a small project with these succulents down here done. I picked up the lamb's ear the other day just because I love lamb's ear, and I will definitely be planting that in this landscape. Something else I should show you guys. I posted a picture of it yesterday on Instagram, but look how pretty this view is with the red and the lime green and the pink climbing rose. It's really, really pretty combination. Okay, so this is the plot that I was talking about earlier. The one up there closer to the house matches it, so we'll get that one swapped out with it and get this one put in its place up there. Okay, so the seeds are looking good. And before I start on those, I do want to mention that I think we are going to be doing a trellis all along this fence, just like we are going to be doing across the driveway on the other fence in front of the garage. So I think that will look pretty good. And then here are some of the seeds that are germinating. I have already spotted a few spots in these raised beds that are going to be trouble issues. So just because of sun exposure. So this little corner up here gets more sun than the rest of this bed for whatever reason. And the germination rate is a little bit slower up here. Those are the seeds that I started inside. Everything's doing really well. And then these cosmos are doing really well. This side over here stays drier than the rest of it. As you can see, the germination rate is totally different. So these are in this front corner are the apricot lemonade, and then the back corner are the bonbons. Zinnias doing really well. I don't seem to have many issues with that bed. And this trellis is going to go, we wanted to keep it just to see if we wanted to repurpose it, but it's just been sitting there. And since I'm going to be doing a trellis along this fence, and then I'll have a trellis for the sweet peas as well, I don't think we have a space for it. So yeah, those are the projects that we are going to tackle today. And I'll take you guys along as we're doing them and as we're completing them. So let's get started. So first on the list, let's just tackle all of the annual planting, the hanging basket planting, and the fern plantings on the patio. So in this hanging basket, I'm going to be planting some Dale's strain, the Coralell's heuchera. I think I actually just got an extra one the other day when I went, and why not try a perennial in this hanging basket, because it can always be taken in and hung in the garage to overwinter. And then some sun patience. So I used to have sun patience at our old house. I love this compact purple color. It does really well. It can get really big in the right conditions. It grows well for me in sun or shade. And so I'm gonna give it a shot in this basket as well. We're gonna just kind of pack this thing full. Okay, so got that old Staghorn Fern out of there. This is a sphagnum moss lined basket that I've had for a really long time. So we'll go ahead and get some potting soil thrown in here and get these things potted up. Okay, so project number 1 done, and I will be hanging this right off the patio. And as you can see, the sun patience aren't very big right now, but these will get pretty large. So once I finish with all of these plantings, I'll be watering everything in. But for now, I'm gonna leave it and move on to the next project and water all at once. And next on the list is going to be, again, sun patient in the compact purple color. We're gonna get it potted up in this small pot right here. that one's done, and I will reuse potting soil on annuals. I use plant tone. I put plant tone in everything, so that should give it enough nutrition to last through how long it's actually going to be in this pot. I don't like to waste potting soil on small annuals like this. I just go ahead and supplement the soil with a fertilizer. And next, let's tackle this Staghorn Fern. A little cardinal feather. We have a family of cardinals that lives in our neighbor's cedar trees, so that's kind of neat. And I know Staghorn ferns typically like airy conditions. The basket that I just did, I used to have one of these planted in there, and it did really, really well. I don't water these super often because I am planting them in potting soil. So they do like moisture, but honestly with these, they're so easy that they can grow in hanging baskets, they can grow in pots, they can kind of grow wherever you put them. And these large overhang looking pieces are their roots. I don't want to disturb those. I'm going to do my best not to damage those at all. Okay, so check that off the list. This could go up a size in pot, but I will be taking this inside to overwinter after the growing season this summer. I grow these Staghorn ferns inside. They are such an easy indoor plant, so any Staghorn fern that I have that I plant outside, it always comes in over the winter and then comes back outside during the spring and summer months. And I will upsize this pot when I bring it outside next year. So. These pansies are getting switched out with the sun patience right there as well. Knock these three out real quick. One right here, here, and here. This pot had the same hosta as that pot, and that pot's hosta came back. This one obviously did not. This also had a variety of hosta in it, and I have another pot like that where the hosta came back. So when we moved, these got stacked. So I don't know why these two hostas didn't come back, but I'm just gonna go ahead and plant them with some annuals because I have some extra ones. So let's get that done. This is geranium, Martha Washington geranium, and Dichondra Silver Falls combo. Dichondra Silver Falls is one of my absolute favorite plants. It's pretty drought tolerant. It can take a lot of heat. It does well in hanging baskets for me, and I love the dusty silvery color of the foliage. And in conjunction with these Martha Washington geraniums, I think it looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna have to get some gloves for this. I used to have a spruce in here and the needles are poking my fingers. Now we're ready. And this is the pot that I mentioned earlier is going to get moved up there. So once we get the pot moved up there, I'll get it planted up and we'll get the other one moved back here. Okay, so it's hard for me to get this out of this pot, so I'm gonna go get some scissors and just cut the pots because I don't want to break any of the fronds. Okay, well that was a struggle, and this is also pretty root bound, so I will be roughing up the roots on this just a little bit to give it a better shot of rooting out appropriately. Trying to make sure that I get it rotated the way I want it, and I think that works. The back is a little bit flat, so that's why I'm rotating it in that direction. So there is the fern, and that was one of the last things that needed to be done, with the exception of moving the pot with the boxwood in it. So we'll get to that as well, and then we'll be finished up for today. Oh, and I forgot about these pots. These pots are going to be placed in front of the garage, and so I'm gonna get my gloves on because these have some old cactus in them. I'm gonna get them cleaned out and we'll get them planted up. Here's a close-up of the Dichondra and the Martha Washington geranium combo. By the end of the summer, this Dichondra Silver Falls will be so big that it will be down on the concrete below, and you'll probably not be able to see much of these pots. So I think it's a really pretty combo, and these are pretty tough plants. So the last thing we have to do is get the big pot by the potager moved and swapped out. So we are going to attempt to get this pot right here back by the potager without damaging any of the plants below. So wish us luck. All right, so pretty good, I would say. No major casualties to the pots or the plants. And I'll get these geraniums planted. And then I actually had 3 of these geraniums left, and I actually have 3 pots up on the steps that are missing some plants. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pop those in there. In these other pots as well, we might as well knock out all the geranium planting while we're out here. So let's get to it. Okay, so the back patio is done. We have maidenhair ferns over here, some impatiens here. They're new Guinea Impatiens, and they do well in sun to part shade, so I think they'll do okay here. They'll probably get a little bit leggy, but that'll be okay, I won't mind. And then the Staghorn Fern here, an Arborvitae, some hostas. This is my fiddle leaf that usually I keep inside. I overwintered it inside this year. The mother fern. These are those clump of hostas that I took out of the window box. And again, just a repeat of everything maidenhair fern, sun impatiens. So let's take a look over here. The window box got completed as well. We got that all caulked and repainted. Right, so as I was saying before my phone just died, the window box got caulked and repainted today. It looks good. We got the window seals done as well. Potted these guys up because I had some extra annuals. Those will fill in over time and get quite a bit bigger. went with the geranium and the Dichondra Silver Falls in this pot and the two in front of the garage. I think that combination will be very pretty. The Dichondra will spill over that pot very quickly and easily be on the ground probably midsummer. And here are these two over here. They are identical to each other, the same Dichondra and the geraniums. Let me get this out of the way. And same for these. I planted the same annual just about everywhere because I like the cohesiveness of all the same annual planted. And I'm also going to be trying to harvest seeds from these Martha Washington geraniums. If anybody's ever tried that, I don't think they're a sterile variety. So if anybody's ever tried it and tried it successfully, let me know so that maybe I can start annuals every year for myself and not have to buy anything. Got this pot over here. We'll get something in there. I'm not sure what I'm gonna plant there, so I didn't pull out those pansies quite yet. Got all new tags. Not the prettiest tags, but tags nonetheless, and I'll get them filled out probably tomorrow. I haven't done that yet. We are tired and we are going to go eat a late lunch and relax. So guys, we appreciate you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. We're just in awe, and we will have so much more for you guys coming up. We are supposed to get all of the wallpaper next week for the bar area, and the demo on the kitchen starts next week as well. And thank you guys so much for watching. I know there wasn't a lot of information in this video, but it was just some chores that we needed to get done that are a necessity, and so I thought I'd go ahead and film those. But you guys have a great rest of your weekend, enjoy it, and we'll see you in the next video. Well, now that we are finished working out in the yard today, the sun comes out. Such a bummer. I hate when that happens, but at the same time, I think we're gonna go find ourselves on a patio and have some drinks and kick back and relax.